Most men think that if a woman can't forget them, it's because they're handsome, because they have money, or because they made her laugh a lot that night. No, bro, it's not that. I'm a woman, and I'm going to tell you what really happens inside us when a man becomes impossible to get out of our heads. It's not his face, it's not his car, it's what he says. It's the exact words he chooses, but not just any man says them, only a true gentleman. And today I'm going to reveal what those 7 words are. Why do they work on the female mind at a level she herself doesn't fully understand? And how to use them in a way that doesn't feel manufactured, but completely your own. If you want real attraction musicology every week, subscribe now. You have to listen to this video until the end. Okay, before we get into the words, I need you to understand something fundamental, because if you don't understand it, the words alone won't do you any good. And that's exactly the mistake most men make when they learn something new about attraction. They learn the surface, repeat the words, and nothing happens. Nothing happens because words aren't the primary mechanism. Words are the visible result of something that happens inside the man beforehand. And what happens inside is what a woman perceives first, even before consciously processing what you're saying. I've experienced it. 2 men can say the exact same phrase to me. One says it, and the phrase falls flat. The other says it, and something stirs within me. It's not that the second one is more handsome or taller, it's that he speaks from a different place. He speaks with certainty. He speaks like someone who already knows who he is, who isn't seeking my approval at every pause in the conversation, who isn't measuring my reactions to adjust what he's going to say next. And that difference, although I can't see it with my eyes, I feel it in my body. Before I finish the first sentence, there's research by psychologist Sidney Durard that has been ignored for decades in conversations about male attraction. Durard discovered something that seems contradictory until you understand it. Men who are open, who speak their minds and feelings honestly, without being mysterious or tough, are perceived by women as significantly more attractive. Not the vulnerable ones who seek pity, but the authentic ones, those who say what is, without drama or fear. Durard called him the transparent man, and decades later, Collins and Miller confirmed in their studies that people who reveal themselves intentionally and accurately are not only more appealing, but also generate greater emotional reciprocity in the other person. In other words, when a man speaks the truth, a woman responds with greater emotional depth, not because it's a rule of courtesy, but because the human brain interprets authentic disclosure as a sign of trust, and trust strengthens the bond. That's what a gentleman does. He doesn't play games, he doesn't act mysterious, he doesn't send calculated messages at 2 a.m. to see if she reacts. He speaks, he says real things, and he says them with a calmness that doesn't need validation. Now, there's something else I need to tell you before we go into detail, because it has to do with the fact that these words work specifically on women of a certain maturity. And if the man saying them is 40, 45, or 50 years old, this is even more important for him to understand. In her 20s, a woman can fall in love with the mystery of the man who doesn't answer, who appears and disappears, who makes her wonder what he's thinking. That game works in your 20s because the young brain has a very high tolerance for ambiguity and confuses the anxiety of not knowing with the thrill of attraction. It's what neuroscience calls activation transfer. The physiological state of uncertainty, the heart beating faster, the mind racing, is interpreted as desire. And for years, many women experience that and call it love. But something changes with time. The mature woman recognizes that pattern. She knows how to distinguish between anxiety and real attraction. She no longer wants the man who makes her wonder. She wants the man who lets her know. And that man, the one who speaks his mind, the one who reveals himself intentionally, the one who knows what he wants, that man in a woman's 40s is almost an anomaly. He's so rare that when he appears, he can't be ignored. Okay, now for the 7 words. The first word is want. We couldn't, not if you want, not, I don't know, you decide. Want. This seems obvious until you see how many men never actually say it. They use watered-down versions. It would be great to go out. We should do something maybe if you have time. And every watered-down version communicates the same thing, that the man isn't sure, that he's waiting for permission, that he's afraid she'll say no. So it's better to leave the door open so as not to be exposed. The problem isn't the tactic. The problem is what it conveys. And what it conveys is uncertainty. And uncertainty in a man immediately shuts something down in me. Want isn't aggression. Want isn't pressure. Want is direction. It's a man who knows what he likes and says it unapologetically. I want to see you on Friday. I want to ask you something. I want us to talk about this. Every time I hear that word said calmly, with the right weight, something in me is activated that 10 compliments in a row can't. Because a compliment tells me about myself. I want you tells me about him, and a woman needs both to feel truly attracted. Think about it from my perspective. When a man tells me, "You look beautiful," I receive it and appreciate it. But it doesn't tell me anything about him. I don't know if he says that to every woman. I don't know if it's just the first thing that came to mind to fill the silence. On the other hand, when he says, "I want you," he's showing me what's inside his head. He's telling me what's going on in his mind at that moment, and that's much more intimate than any compliment about how I look. Psychologist Norman Lee of the Singapore Management University demonstrated in her research that men who communicate their intentions directly in initial interactions are perceived by women as significantly more self-assured. And that perceived self-assurance increases attraction independently of physical attractiveness. Not the man who demands, the man who declares. That difference is everything. Once is not a pattern. But if that man consistently uses "I want" in conversation, whenever something matters to him, that already says something about who he is, that he's not afraid of his own desires, and that's rarer than you think. The second word is "I notice." This is what most distinguishes a mature man from a young man who is still learning to be present. I notice that you're thinking about something today. I notice that when you talk about it, you change a little. I notice that you're uncomfortable being asked about it. When a man tells me this, something in my head stops, because most men hear my words. This man sees me. They're not the same. Words are what I say. I am what's behind what I say. Psychologist Arthur Aaron demonstrated in his research on building closeness that the most powerful element for creating an emotional bond is not the amount of time spent together or the similarity of interests, but the quality of attention, that the other person makes you feel genuinely seen. And that's not achieved with pretty phrases. It's achieved with real observation. A man notices. He notices things I didn't expect him to notice. He notices before asking. And when he asks based on what he's already observed, not on what he wants to know to fill a silence. If this happens to you once, you might think it was just a coincidence. But if this man consistently notices details about you that others overlook, it's no longer a coincidence, it's character. He's a man who lives with his eyes wide open, and that man is impossible to forget. The third word is chose. I chose to be here tonight. I chose to call you instead of sending a message. I chose to tell you this even though I don't know how you'll react. There's a huge difference between a man who's with me because he has no better plans and a man who's with me because he chose to be. And I feel that difference in everything, in how he looks at me, how he listens, how he manages his time. But when he also says it, when he uses that specific word, something changes in how I process his presence, because it's no longer just that he's here, it's that he chose to be here. And that carries weight. That has value. The psychology of attraction has spent decades studying the effect of perceived choice. When a woman feels that the man in front of her has real options and is deliberately choosing her, the attraction isn't just triggered, it deepens. The fourth word is trust. I trust that you can handle the truth. I trust that if I tell you this, you won't misunderstand it. I trust my instincts about you. This word breaks the performance dynamic that exists in most early interactions. That dynamic where he's trying to impress me, and I'm evaluating whether what he's showing is real. When a man says, "I trust," that dynamic collapses because trust requires vulnerability. And vulnerability in a man that comes from strength, not insecurity, is one of the most powerful stimuli for mature female attraction. The fifth word is enough. This is enough. Being here as we are is enough for now. I don't need any more of you tonight. The sixth word is I acknowledge. I acknowledge that this wasn't easy for you. I acknowledge that what you did had value. I acknowledge that you're right to feel this way. The seventh word is I choose. I choose to be honest with you even though I don't know how you'll receive it. I choose not to play guessing games. I choose to stay even though things get difficult.